Look, we want to start this episode off a little bit differently. I want to show my appreciation to everybody that has supported the channel. We have grown very, very quickly, and I just want to take a moment to, let everybody know we appreciate what you guys are doing. We appreciate the comments, the follows, the subscriptions, everything. Our goal here at MGN Sports is to deliver groundbreaking presentational content for sports games, and we're able to do that with your support. So every comment, every like, every subscription, every follow on Twitter, like on Facebook really supports the channel. So I just want to take the time out to say I appreciate you guys, and I'm going to keep on continuing to do what I do and deliver content like I do. We want to show our appreciation in a different way. So every episode, every show that we do here on out, we're going to shout out one of our followers on Twitter. I'd like to give a shout out to @317TeddyBear. They tweeted in response to our tweet, what's one feature you're most excited about on the upcoming release for Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2020? They responded, I'm a franchise player, so I'm excited to see what's new in the mode for 20. I couldn't agree with you more, Teddy. Before I started on this journey with Canuck Play and Maximum Football, I was a big Madden franchise guy. But with all things Madden, they took away, you know what I mean? And they added things that we as simulation players just generally didn't want. And slowly but surely, EA turned into an arcade-based system that, really only caters to the MUT community, unfortunately. Hint why the fixed Madden franchise tag just kind of started trending this year. But instead of trying to throw rocks into a pond and try to create, tidal waves, I decided to create my own waves or be a part of a company that delivers franchise games in a different way. I'm sure the guys at Canuck Play and Maximum Football will be the face of the franchise community. So Teddy, I'm with you on that. I can't wait to see what Maximum Football does for the Dynasty mode. I'm all there with you, buddy. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What are you most excited about in Maximum Football 2020? Now, we thought it'd be insightful to see what positions of our followers on Twitter would choose if they signed up as a player, and the results were really eye-opening. Let's take a look at the results right now. 52% of the voters selected quarterback. Second was the wide receiver and / tight end. Running back at 16%. And then, 10% for the lineman, which was pretty interesting to me. So in any game, especially football, everybody wants to be, the leader. And you can see that with 52% of the votes. But what's interesting to me is how high the lineman percentage is. Now, this is nose tackle, center, the guards, the guys that don't really get too much, shine. With most video games that involve career mode, won't even, allow you to select lineman. But that's pretty cool to see, so many people actually want to be a lineman and want to play in the trenches. So that's pretty neat. And with the poll numbers favoring the quarterback for this instance, it's pretty obvious where the competition will be in terms of recruiting. So let's take it to our guys for all things in league recruiting for MGN Sports with my guy Kramer Sanson, my MGN Sports insider, Dante from Pioneer Gaming, and Joshua Pruitt from our MGN commentary team. Thanks for coming on, guys. Dante, let's get your opinion here first, and then we'll take it over to Kramer. If I'm a coach or an owner for the Maximum Football Simulation League, what position should I be looking out for?
Me personally, I believe that the most sought after position will be the quarterback position. Reason being, quarterback, as we all know it when it comes to football, quarterback is one of the most important positions on the field. This is your general, this is your captain. He's going to lead the team. When you have somebody special in this position, we have always seen teams have a huge amount of success in their seasons and in franchises to come, man. When you have that position, just throwing out awesome players all the time, I believe that's going to be the most sought after. Coaches, athletic directors, commissioners, they're going to want a solid leader at that quarterback position, somebody skillful, knowledgeable, ready to make a statement at that position, own the team, run the team, and lead this team to a championship. That is what you can expect. Also, majority of the people in the polls for Maximum Football 2020 that MGN Sports put up for the offensive positions, quarterback had over 50% of the votes. So that shows you how many eyes are already on that quarterback position. Over 100 plus people took that that poll. So with 50% answering for quarterback, that's over 50 plus people already looking at that position specifically.
Now, on this being the most recruited points or the most recruited type position for players that are going to be needed, I feel like the number one thing right now is probably maybe a corner or some safeties. I feel like those are the biggest and best things because you have to defend the air off the air raid attack. Because you already know everybody wants to be a quarterback in this upcoming league. But you got to think defense has got to reign supreme in order to stop those high valued or however they're going to value the quarterback's arm or however like his presence on and off the field possibly. So I would think a corner possibly to push off the wide receivers or even a safety or two. You got to think defense has got to reign supreme on this one. Everybody's going to say, oh, maybe the quarterback has to be the one to be all sought out and the most recruitable. But if you got a guy willing to play defense, that's going to be a safety to hopefully be maybe an island possibly out there on the corner side, or even if a safety side have their own island. You got to make a name for yourself that way. And I feel like a safety or a corner should be the number one or number two type thing for the recruiting stage for coaches and managers.
I agree with you, Kramer. Over 50% of the votes on offense, at least for this matter, will be chosen as quarterback. So as a coach, I know I'll have a lot of options later on in the recruiting phase. I think the highest demand will be outside of the quarterback position since there'll be so few. Where you probably could look at some positions on defense or grabbing a wide receiver who can help you out whenever you draft a quarterback in the later rounds. Only 22% of the votes on offense were for wide receivers. So it probably wouldn't be such a bad idea to go outside of the quarterback position because so many options at that QB position in the recruiting phase. Joshua, I'd like to bring you in on your input. So when should we expect the Simulation League to start?
As of right now, we don't have an official date for the start. However, Max Football has stated that it will most likely be towards Q4 of 2020. That means it's probably going to be in September. It is not too late to register. You guys can do that right now. All you have to do is go to maxfootball.com, enter your name, email, and select your preferred role. Official signups will be announced as we get closer to the release in September, and you can most likely look for that in your email that you used for registration.
You heard it here first, people. You still have time. If you want to sign up, link will be in the description of this video. And I appreciate you, Josh. Dante, I want to bring it over to you. Can you go into detail the process it takes to sign up, like a little bit more in depth?
Right now, you can only hold a spot for yourself. So you go to Maximum Football or maxfootballsim.com, and that is the HQ for the Sim League. As of this moment, put in your name, put in your email, and pick your preferred role in the league, from coach to player to athletic director, even commissioner as well. So those are things that you can get into. Just put in your preferred role. They'll send you an email update for when the actual signups will come. Be looking for those, like I said, when we get closer to the release of the game and closer to Q4 of 2020, which is the expected start time for the league itself. So October, early to mid-October, late September is what you want to be looking at for this. Spear from Maximum Football also said that signups will be open for a good bit of time. Look for about a couple of weeks, a few weeks, about 2 to 3 weeks maybe, to have time to sign up for the league. So don't be in too much of a rush. Just know with your email that you sign up with the league for, be looking for a notification in that to let you know when the official sign-ups start. That is when they'll be ready to start taking people, assigning them to teams, and getting all of that stuff done.
Gotcha, Dante. Anything you'd like to add, Kramer?
With the Simulation League being expected to start, you got to think this game's going to be released out here in September. So if by my projections and with people coming into this league, as I talked with Spear, who is from the Maximum Football team, there's over 800 people that have already signed up for this. So you already know those numbers are going to go up. So if I want to say projection-wise of when this is actually going to start, I'm going to have to say either late October or early November to see something going on in full fruition for Maximum Football. It's something that it's highly anticipated, and I know for a fact people are itching and chomping at the bit for this league to start. there's also got to have some guidelines with, okay, we have to have this done, that done, and also this. And also rosters need to be set out. This game coming out in September, you got to think more people are going to join, so that means more people are going to be wanting and asking more questions, and you got to have everybody who wants to be in the league on a team to see their player perform.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing about this sim league. You know, it's all in-house. The developers are the guys that are running it, so it just makes it that much more immersive. When you're talking about a development company, a video game actually running their own sim league. Now, I've had a lot of questions in regards to gameplay. I'd like to take it to you first, Dante, and then I'll kind of send it over to Kramer. What can we expect from Maximum Football 2020's new physics-based tackling system?
I want you to expect literal physics and movement, just natural movement, bro. They're taking actual physics, putting it into this game where it is literal contact. One guy running into another to make a tackle, swing of the arm, helmet into the ball causing fumbles. This is how things happen in real life. You look for a defensive back at the college level who will have the awareness to put their hat on the ball. Sometimes it even happens by chance, but that's all physics, and that is what Maximum Football is putting into this game, where tackling angle, speed, momentum, actual scientific things of that nature going into the game will allow for more forced fumbles, more solid hits, less animation and glitchiness, and you will see the improvement from Maximum Football 19 to Maximum Football 2020 with this new physics-based tackling system and its improvements that will be made, especially in the partnership with Unity. Be looking forward to that.
Now, with this new physics-based engine that they brought into the game, you're going to see from the last year's 19 to 20, you're going to see a lot of different type of tackling, I feel like. You're going to see a lot more fluid-based, because this is what Maximum Football wanted to. They wanted to get away from the animation-based. They want to get back to the own roots of back in the early 2000s, mid-2000s, actually, on the video games of football, and bring back that, the hardcore hitting, the more that's like more physics based, nothing that's, I'm going to be warped around a person, grab him, slip him down because that's an animation. No, they're going to at least tackle like how you would see on television. This is going to be, it's a huge step for Maximum Football, because this is going to be something that people are going to think, hey, I like how this tackles, I like how this moves, I like how all this stuff works. It's all in fluid one motion. You don't see a skip, you don't see a hiccup at all. So that's why I feel like the physics base from 19 to 20 is going to be improved. You guys got to think. We're going to talk about it a little bit later on. The Unity it helped out a lot with this. So the physics-based tackling system is something people are going to adore, and they're going to enjoy this 110%.
Yeah, Unity definitely will play a big role in making the game look and feel like what you might see on a Sunday night football game. I'm a big DeAndre Hopkins fan. Shout out to the Houston Texans. He's probably hands down one of the top wide receivers as far as catching. But, as far as like the hand catching animations that EA and Madden does, I got to give them their credit for that. But that was a huge issue for Maximum Football 19. So I want to take it to you first, Kramer. How fluid would the new wide receiver animations be for Maximum Football 2020 with the addition of Unity?
Now, the wide receiver catching animations that's being brought on by Unity, this is going to be huge, because you've already seen some of the screenshots they put out there where the defenders and also the wide receivers were looking at the ball when the thing was going up, and the wide receivers looking forward to put his hands out there, or at least trying to figure out or gauge to when he's going to catch the ball. This is going to be huge. This is going to add a huge aspect that they were kind of missing last year's game, to have something different. Something that if you played last year's game or even watched last year's game, you see the wide receivers bending their head back, snapping it back that way, and it just didn't look flush. It didn't look true to a football game, but it played like a football game. That's the thing. So they're bringing in on Unity. That's going to add another element to this game that's going to make it more enjoyable. This is huge. I feel like we're going to see a lot of spectacular catches. We're going to see a lot of mossed people. So it's just going to add a huge and different aspect to this game, and I'm looking forward to it a lot.
Also, just adding into how fluid the new wide receiver animations will be in the new game with the addition of Unity. Expect these animations to be very, very fluid. They have already introduced tracking into the game. Look for there to actually be a reach out for the ball type of animation, catching the ball in stride as well. Be looking for those things. Not only that, it will also roll over into the defensive side in this game as well in Maximum Football 2020. Defensive backs will be able to make their impact. Even in the user interface side, you'll actually be able to make a play on the ball as a defensive back in the game. And they have their own animations for when they go up for the ball. Not to even mention, tip balls are now catchable in this new game. That's an improvement in itself.